We have to realize something very good. I have the impression that a lot is being expected from this government and this prime minister. Actually, we have to realize that where we are today as a country is a consequence of insufficiency and no decision-making or bad decision-making that has our country today where it is. And one of the effects of what has transpired in the past is, of course, what our nation is encountering now with the energy supply for the country. And everybody is looking at this government as this prime minister for you have to solve all of a sudden a problem that actually has been caused in the past because we are now 13 weeks in government, but all of a sudden now everything now is imploding at this particular phase that this new government is in. And we are not pointing fingers, we are assuming our responsibility, and we are trying to tackle all the problems that we are encountering. And the one we have, of course, is our national utility company. To make sure, I went this morning myself, personally, again, to the plant of GEBE to inspect what is going on there. I spoke also with the project manager from the So Energy, that is the company that we rented these containers from. They are all brand new containers, so they have no running time yet. They checked them all, they're all functional already. What we are waiting on now are some fuel pipelines that are arriving tomorrow with a container by our harbor, with shipment, that is coming tomorrow. Until now, there is no contraindication that they will not arrive tomorrow. So until now, the arrival of the fuel pipelines are planned to arrive the harbor of St. Martin tomorrow. That's the 8th of August. And also tomorrow, the fuel pumps that are needed to get the fuel in the engines, they're going to arrive tomorrow also, but they are being flown in, and it is an air freight that is going to arrive tomorrow. And on that freight, we will have 7 fuel pumps that will arrive. They have explained me that it will take approximately 4 to 5 days to install these fuel pipelines, inclusive the fuel pumps, and the intention is that for the 13th of August, the plant will be functional. There are a lot of rumors about not fitting the grid. They have to synchronize this. That is normal. Every new generation that you add to the grid has to be synchronized. It's not something exceptional. There are rumors that they are there and nobody can do anything with them. I have not received that information this morning. Actually, all generator has been tested already by running them, by adding only in their own tank diesel to see if they function. So Energy were there. Technicians from Caterpillar were also there because they're all brand new, these generators. So we are the first country that are going to make use of these brand new generators. So in principle, it's a matter of waiting on the day of tomorrow for the fuel pipelines and the fuel pumps, and it will take approximately 5 to 6 days. That means that for the 13th, hopefully this plant will be connected to the grid. And the time before that, of course, we're going to use to make it operational, to synchronize it to the grid, but that is what we are working to get this going. And don't forget that on the long term, of course, the mid-long term, we are still busy with an order of 18 new containerized generators that will be have the destination for St. Martin, that we actually made a down payment on already, and this will be the additional 20 megawatts that we will receive after installing and connecting the 10 megawatt that we have now, and the batch of the 10 is the ones that we rented. The ones of 20 coming will be the ones that we are having in a rent-to-own construction. Don't forget once more, GB is not a problem caused by this government and this prime minister. It's a problem that imploded in our face and that we are taking care of, and that is what I can inform you at this particular moment of the latest information of the developments concerning energy supply to the people of St. Martin.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
In early hours of August 5th, 2024, the Dutch Quarter area of St. Martin experienced significant disturbance involving a group of young people. These events resulted in property damage, including vehicles being set on fire, and injuries of law enforcement officers. A total of 18 individuals have been apprehended in connection with these incidents. I want to emphasize the government commitment to maintaining peace and order. The Ministry of Justice is actively investigating the root causes of these riots. The aim is to work with the community leaders and members to find long-term solutions. I want to take this opportunity to ask for unity and cooperation, stressing the importance of peaceful and constructive ways to express frustrations. I want to assure you that the incident in Dutch Quarter 2 nights ago is under control. I want to commend our police department for their excellent and swift response. At every opportunity, I will address the young people of this marvelous country. I met with some young men yesterday, and I listened to their grievances, which was also initiated by one of our MPs. This is the first in a series of planned dialogues with community leaders and members. I want to highlight this to all, and I will continue to reiterate, violence is never the answer. And those who choose to express themselves in this form will be prosecuted by the full extent of the law. However, we will continue to look for ways to unite our public. During the consultations, critical points discussed include mutual respect, the right to move freely without fear, and the importance of a united community. Additionally, a firearm amnesty program will be launched to enhance community safety. I also would like to commend the Honorable Member of Parliament, MP Otley, for initiating these talks. I emphasize that we have to work together across party lines. Till today, St. Martin has never proven to have a full outright government. Hence the reason it is important to serve this country wholeheartedly across party lines, to restore peace and safety to our community. I often say, I am everyone's minister. I am the people's minister, which holds truth. I want solutions, and I am willing to listen to all parties to make this happen. On Monday, I had a Driehoek meeting, which was held with the Attorney General in Curaçao, by extension with his chief prosecutor, the chief of police, and my person as Minister of Justice. The topics discussed were the recent violent crimes, gun violence, riots, and among other tactics, the police will be awarded special provisions to conduct searches at their discretion to keep our community safe.
You mentioned that you listened to the young men in Dutch Quarter yesterday, and they stated their concerns. What were their specific concerns, and did they make any sort of demands to authorities, or did they ask of anything to authorities to appease their concerns?
I will reiterate exactly what the chief of police said. The conversation that we had with those young men, this is not a negotiation. It was not a negotiation. You asked to speak to the minister and the chief of police. We awarded them that opportunity to give them that chance so that we can hear their plight. Basically, what they were also stating is the behavior of certain police officers, their approach of certain police officers, the disrespect and the type of customer service they were stating that they were getting as young individuals within the community that would also incite the retaliation of what they will get. So hence the reason I also mentioned, and I told it to the management team and my chief of police, when I was trained as a police officer, we did got something called persoonlijk effectiviteit. We did get customer service training. We did get a way of having a non-politiële gedrag, meaning not having a police attitude, meaning we know that we are the authority and we do not need to give off that impression that we are the authoritative figure. It is the same way I act as minister. I am the minister. I don't need to prove to anybody that I am the minister. You know the authority that I have. And I made it clear, just being me is what attracts people. And it's the same thing I mentioned to them yesterday, the police for the community and the community for the police. Because we do need those youngsters when we have crimes committed. We do need information, and it's nothing about snitching. It's all about having a safe and secure community, and that was expressed to them. And basically nothing was ruled out, which the chief of police made mention clear. Things happened already, and it needs to be investigated. So for example, even if one of those individuals that was in the room were implicated in any crime, it was not a negotiation that they would not be prosecuted by the extent of the law. We need to work with these young people as well as to tell other young people, listen, the police is not there to be against you. The police is there to protect you. But yes, you have to listen to them and understand. And I made mention, if you don't come to us with those grievances of how other police officers are treating you, or speaking to you, or shoving your face down in a puddle of water, how can we react? So the Minister of Justice has taken note of every single thing that they said. And I will have follow-up meetings with the Chief of Police. He also explained them the route of how to file a complaint. And we also made mention that I personally have national decrees on my desk to sign for the dismissal of police officers who were convicted or basically have any stain on their record because of the lack of integrity.
Asset V insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? Asset V is cardless. Request your My Asset V account today and enter the virtual office of Asset V. Go to assetv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah, your social health insurances.
I have taken note of the letter on August 1st from the central bank regarding ENIA to my person. I would like to make it clear that since July 18th, 2024, I have been ready to return to Parliament to answer the questions posed. On July 18th, 2024, I was accompanied by employees of the central bank who flew to St. Martin specifically to provide necessary clarifications at once to not prolong the meeting. The meeting, however, was rightfully postponed to address urgent safety matters in St. Martin. In all honesty, the ENIA matter should have been handled differently. The government previous should have sought approval from Parliament before signing the agreement. In Curacao, the Parliament gave its approval in February 2024, prior to both the Curacao and St. Martin governments signing the agreement in April 2024. However, St. Martin signed the agreement hastily, previous government, without parliamentary's approval, just before the change of government, as they were under significant pressure. By whom? I am not sure, and I'm not privy to say. This is why we now find ourselves in this predicament. There was a Central Committee meeting in March 2024. The government then signed agreement on April 11th, and then held a second Central Committee meeting on April 15th, after already signing the agreement and then sent the answers to Parliament end of April prior to the change of the new government. Instead of hastily signing, they should have made sure the Parliament first was in accordance with the outline agreement as was done in Curacao. Nevertheless, I am prepared to return to Parliament as soon as I am called. My main priority are the policyholders, and I want to ensure them that their funds are secure, whether through the continuation of ENIA or not, as in both instances, the funds to sustain the solution for the St. Martin policyholders will be coming from St. Martin. And as such, from the Parliament meetings, it is very clear that the parliamentarians of St. Martin are all committed to helping the policyholders of St. Martin, however, differ in opinion when it comes to saving an independent private company.
Besides that, the ENIA situation, I heard you refer to it as, yes, a private or a company. That was one of the things that us as the media questioned. Why would the government commit itself to bail out a private company? Today we have a different government, a different minister. What is your approach? Yes, the central bank can tell you, sign this, but if you do not agree with the outline agreement and you're going to Parliament, do you have something else? A better plan, a better approach to tackle this matter?
Process is handled. It's long overdue. In reference to ENIA, you're absolutely correct. Your questions have been exactly mine. The process in how it was handled from the beginning is clearly not the way it was handled in Curacao. So now you leave this government to come in now to review what is actually on the table. I went to Parliament. I expressed my opinion. Not only expressing my opinion, but I gave an outline as to where things are at. This is what we met when we came in. This is what I saw. And I am saying at a given point, while there seems to be pressures from all forces at this point to have me making sure, actually warning me, because that was the words used, warning me to have 15 members of Parliament sign to this agreement. I can't control 15 members of Parliament. no one control the other person. So therefore, I can only present as is, and it's up to the 15 members of parliament to decide the way forward for this country. I can give my opinion. My opinion is this is not, in my opinion, the best solution on the table for the interests of the policyholders, the interests of the people of St. Martin. That's important for me because it's not only about policyholders to the central bank. It's about policyholders and a new ENIA. No, my focus is on my 3,084 policyholders. They have my attention.
Minister, that's the same thing that we heard from the former minister. We're hearing the same story today. What I'm asking you, what's the new solution? What's the new plans? What do you have that you can present to Parliament that is better than this, what they have?
Well, what I know is this. I need to get from Parliament their vote, their opinion, whether they are in agreement with what's already on the table or not. That's step one. Step two, then tell me if it's not the best solution, go and find. In the meantime, don't think that I'm sleeping on this. I have already started the process in discussions with various entities concerning this matter because I don't want to wait neither. You don't want to have this taking a long time to figure out for those 3,084 policyholders. And I am doing my utmost best. I am not going to reveal those entities at this point because it's in the preliminary stages. However, know that I am not sleeping on this situation for the 3,084 policyholders.
Minister, on the same issue of ENIA, one of the things that the central bank said in its strongly worded letter to you is that it does not think that an alternative solution is feasible at this point. So what would happen if Parliament does not agree and they're saying an alternative solution is not feasible? Will you still pursue an alternative solution? And I just wanted to kind of pick your brain to see what you think of the tone of the letter from the central bank. I mean, this whole issue happened under their watch. It is something that they were supposed to have presented. And now it seems as if St. Martin is being rushed to make a decision because any group is going to go into bankruptcy. We're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do this. But all of this happened under their watch. So I just wanted to get an idea from you of that, and then I'll ask my other question.
You know, thank you so much for your question. I tend not to take things personal. So when addressed, that letter that I read was a letter, yes, addressed to my person. However, Marinka Gums isn't taking that letter personal. This is a matter within the Ministry of Finance, and I will say this much: I did not appreciate the tone. I did not appreciate the tone. I will be answering their letter. And I would appreciate if the press allow me the opportunity to first answer, and then they too, just like, to be honest, I received that letter via WhatsApp. So that alone tells you that went very viral before I actually got it personally. Again, the tone was not one that I appreciate, owing to the fact that it didn't seem to be so much pressure on the previous. But now you have myself sitting here in this chair, and I am supposed to now buckle under pressure. The answer to that is no. Marinka Gums, as Minister of Finance, looking for the best interests of the 3,084 policyholders, will not buckle under no pressure from no outside forces. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that they are secured, and that is what, like I stated before, has my utmost attention.